Dave, did you see what leaked yesterday of what Eli Drinkwitz said to Josh Heupel in their postgame handshake last week? The 36-7 Missouri win.
Yep, and I'll be honest with you, I've got some strong thoughts on it. What the H?
All right, let's share the screen.
What was he thinking? Release the hounds. The Dave Hooker Show.
Keep cool.
A presentation of offthehooksports.com.
All right, what did old goofball say? Captain,
all right, let's
whatever. I've got a lot of names for him.
All right, let me share the screen real quick, and I'm going to maximize it real quick. Does everybody see it? Let me pull this in.
You got it. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So I'm gonna bring the bed down.
See what happens here.
Yep. We stand on business, Josh.
Missouri wins number 8.
So did y'all hear what he said right there?
I didn't. What did he say?
He said, "We stand on business, Josh."
I don't know what the hell that means.
That's
Missouri
hot.
showed that, and it was a quick shake hand, and then he walked away.
What does "we stand on business" mean, though? I saw this go social. And by the way, you give me one coach. Goober is a good name for him, Smoky Mountain Red. Give me one coach you dislike more than Eli Drinkwitz right now. Give me one on the message board. And I'll tell you what, if you give me one that convinces me, I'll hook you up with a TriStar Hats shirt. Okay, so what does this mean?
Coaching.
We stand on business.
Butch Jones is still coaching, so I dislike him more than Eli Drinkwitz.
Well, he's not, but that's Arkansas State. That doesn't count.
Okay,
but yeah, give me something. You got to be FBS. Beamer is right in there.
FBS.
Is Arkansas State FBS?
Yeah, they're FBS. They're FBS. The ones who annoy me the most are the ones that are incredibly insecure and not smart, which is why I went with Butch Jones. But the other ones who annoy me the most are the pompous ones who think they're so much more intelligent than you. Which, by the way, that was another Tennessee coach. That was Derek Dooley too.
Okay, but wait. You've got to explain what this phrase means. The message board, explain it to me too. Or the message board, give me a coach that you dislike more. I've got Beamer. I got a couple of votes for him. But Caleb, I don't understand what the phrase means.
I don't think he understands what the phrase means. And my brother texted me.
Is it "we stand on business"?
Yeah, it's "we stand on business," Josh. That's what he said.
We have thousands. John says Dabo. He doesn't like Dabo. He thinks he's a goober.
I don't mind. I like Dabo.
I don't understand. We stand on business. I don't understand what the.
You know the funniest thing about this?
Can you pull it up? Can we play it again?
Yeah, sure.
We stand on business. I mean, you've got a chance to take a shot at a guy who ran the score up with you.
And this is what you said.
And this is what you said.
Let's pull it again. All righty, here we go.
Yep. We stand on business, Josh.
Right there. Did y'all hear that?
I heard it, yeah, but I don't understand what that means. Or
here's the funny thing about this. My brother texted me this yesterday, and he had a point. He's like, he practiced that in the mirror for probably
yeah, or at least in the middle of the third quarter.
Yes. No, I totally agree. And so, okay, here's what this reminds me of. So I don't know. Do you remember Jolie Dunn, Dave, the longtime defensive coordinator in college football? He was fired. He was scapegoated by Jackie Sherrill when Mississippi State started to fall apart under Jackie Sherrill.
And boy, that was just a matter of time. Go ahead.
Yes. So he fell apart, and he went and got the defensive coordinator job at Memphis. And Memphis played Mississippi State one year. It was like Jackie Sherrill's last year, and Mississippi State was going 2-10, but they managed to beat Memphis. And Jackie Sherrill goes and Jolie Dunn said, "I want to kind of get revenge on Mississippi State or something like that." And then after Mississippi State beats Memphis, Jackie Sherrill in the postgame handshake goes to Tommy West, goes, "You can tell Joe Lee that he got his wish," or we stuck it to him. And it's like, that was Jackie Sherrill doing that and walking away. By the way, Jackie Sherrill was one of the biggest goofballs in SEC football history too.
Yeah, when he showed up at SEC Media Days and he had, I think, 38 literally junior college players on his roster, and he shows up with snakeskin boots, and he looks like he's getting ready to be an urban cowboy too. I thought that guy's a goofball, and it turns out he
castrated a bull one time when Mississippi State played Texas.
Who hasn't castrated the bull? See, I got to do that later this afternoon. What time is it? I gotta go.
So,
Yeah, I gotta get it off here so I can go castrate a bull. No, Jackie Sherrill was a goofball. I mean, I don't understand what it says. I'll tell you one reason why you might end up loving Eli Drinkwitz. How about this?
I'm ready.
This was not just a loss based off who I talked to at Tennessee yesterday. They had every intention of going up there and dominating. You've mentioned all the ties that Josh Heupel has to Missouri. He coached there, wanted the head coaching job there, and this was personal. And the fact that they didn't react well to a totally different defense that Missouri hadn't run before is not sitting well with this team. They will come out. I have no doubt. I didn't know before I made a couple of phone calls yesterday. But I have no doubt that Tennessee will come out and play hard, both guns a-blazing. I have zero doubt. They will play. I will go on the record. What's their best game this year? Tennessee's best game, considering opponent. Maybe UConn.
I would actually go Kentucky. I thought they played very well offensively. They played very well against Kentucky.
That would be considering opponent, especially. Yeah. Kentucky is by far the best game they played. They'll play a better game. I will go on record. They'll play a better game on Saturday than they played against Kentucky. They'll play their best. They'll play their best game of the season. I'm not saying they'll win, but they'll play their best game of the season.
Okay, so here's my question.
They are really, really, really PO'd.
That's good to know about the players if that's true. Now, here's my question to you about that.
Like, I would say it to the point where I know you're a gambler and I'm not. It would give me cause not to, and I would have taken Georgia with the 10 yesterday when we talked. Now, if I was forced, I still wouldn't touch the game, okay? But I would take the points in Tennessee.
You have me intrigued. Actually, I might change. We'll get to that in a minute because we got that next segment. But I got to say, before him, Dave, do you think? So tell me, elaborate more on me with this, because okay, Eli Drinkwitz clearly rehearsed that. We stand on business. He clearly was ready for that, and he clearly took last year personal. He was prepared for that win. You said they threw everything out. They threw out a new defense. Are you telling me Eli Drinkwitz maybe sacrificed a couple of like the LSU game this year because he wanted to save what he had to beat Tennessee? He wanted it that badly.
It's an interesting comparison because you're talking about a mobile quarterback. However, I don't know that I don't have Missouri's schedule in front of me. Had they faced a Tennessee type of offense that they would have run that defense that they ran on Saturday against, that would be my question for you. There are not a lot of guys that do what Tennessee does. There's Oklahoma and Southern California that are tempo based. If you have Missouri's schedule, right, I could probably tell you. I think he would have clearly sacrificed a win to beat Tennessee subconsciously. Right. At the very least,
they played South Dakota, Middle Tennessee, Kansas State, Memphis, Vanderbilt, LSU, Kentucky, South Carolina, Georgia. So LSU is probably the most tempo-based offense they played before Tennessee, right?
Yeah. So it could be unique to Tennessee, something they did to Tennessee.
But then it is still like he saved it when he could have pulled out that defense against LSU, and he didn't.
Well, fair.
Which kind of suggests like it. And also, by the way, you're saying he changed up. He threw out a brand new defense and a brand new offense, right?
No. Just defense.
Okay, so he blew. That's why Tennessee only scored 7 points, because they threw out a totally brand new defense that they weren't ready for.
And again, this is Tennessee's fault. You've got to adjust. I mean, it doesn't mean just because I get Park Place and Boardwalk and you and I are playing Monopoly that you should just mail it in, okay?
Right. And also, I got to be fair to the defense from last week's game. I gave them a lot of hate, but Dave, remember, you and I talked about this. Missouri's offense moves the ball. They're designed to move the ball. Your job when you play a Missouri offense is to not let them finish the drives. And they weren't letting them finish the drives early. The problem was the offense couldn't respond. And if the offense can't respond, the defense is going to eventually wilt, right? And with Tennessee is built as a team for the offense to do what it needs to do. And if the offense doesn't do what it needs to do, you can't expect the defense to do what it needs to do, right? With Tennessee. That's how they're designed.
Yeah. I mean, you build a program. It's one of the things that I learned from Josh Heupel's time, and I've learned since, is, I covered Philip Fulmer for the most part, and it was basically John Chavis, you do what you need to do on defense. David Cutcliffe, you need to do what you do on offense. And that was what made the thing go so well, is Philip Fulmer could focus on recruiting and fundraising. He was still the head coach. I mean, he still had a heavy say, but it's awfully nice to have two guys that have head coaching type of mentalities to be able to head up those sides of the ball. So the way that Josh Heupel runs his offense has taught me a lot, because I've talked to scouts, I've talked to other assistant coaches. Josh Heupel can run up 60 points. And if the defense is so fatigued, which I think it was at times last year, that you're giving up 65 points, well, did you really win anything? Probably not. But I see it coming together where it's a bit more of a happy medium. But this made Eli Drinkwitz season. I mean, this is it. I mean, they're not going to make the college football playoff. I'm not even sure they played this week, but I'm sure we'll get to that. This was the difference, Caleb. I mean, this was it for him.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I think
personally, not the program. I believe he's so happy that they have 2 games remaining. Can you pull those up?
That's Florida and Arkansas.
Florida and Arkansas. So they could go 2-0 in those games. I guess they could go 0-2 if Arkansas wants to play for Sam Pittman when it's announced that he's fired before that week. But let's say 1-1. I think if you told Eli Drinkwitz, hey, you can go 2-1 in the last 3 games, and that includes a win against Tennessee, or you can gamble and go 3-0, I think you would have taken the 2-1. That's how much I've been told it means to him.
Wow. And all because of that last year, sticking it in at the end of the game.
I mean, I'm sorry. The running up the game, running up the score, I don't get into. It's your job to stop me. It's my job to score. I thought the timeout before the field goal was about the tackiest, most non-sportsmanlike thing that I've ever seen in my life.
Eli Drinkwitz using the timeout.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's rubbing your nose in it. That is saying, world, watching on TV, television executives, officials, everybody, take a second, because I'm going to rub my guy's nose in it over there wearing the orange. And it's not because I cover Tennessee. That was the worst case of sportsmanship I've seen since Tony Harris jumped off the bench and ran down the baseline and tried to get in a fight when he was out for an ankle injury. It's the worst case of sportsmanship I've seen since then.
That's not bad sportsmanship. That's just fighting for your teammates.
If you can run down and get in a fight, you should be playing.
That's true. You're right. So you're saying he faked the injury? So Tony Harris, I thought Tony Harris was just. So you're saying he was a very uncaring player, the way he was accused of being. You're saying he was kind of a lazy player, Tony Harris.
I thought he got in his own head and he cared too much at times.
Oh, interesting.
Where he got frustrated, and boy, that's going back a while, isn't it?